Let's begin by taking a live look at the nation's capital. The longest government shutdown in this nation's history is finally over. Federal employees are already returning to work. About 670,000 were furloughed. Departments reopening include Justice, Health and Human Services, Housing. Now the biggest question is back pay for those workers. According to a memo from the White House, back pay will begin going out as early as Sunday. As far as SNAP benefits, the Agriculture Secretary says benefits should return by Monday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Phil Lipoff.
And I'm Kim Christensen. While the shutdown has ended, not everything will be back to normal immediately, and that includes air traffic. 9 News reporter Rachel Kraus joins us now. And Rachel, for air traffic controllers, the shutdown is over, but not their problems.
Yeah, air traffic controllers, like other federal workers, haven't been paid since September 30th. But controllers warn the problems with staffing that led to flight delays and cancellations have been around for years. And with a limited fix from Congress, they worry their problems may be here to stay. It's back to work today for federal workers, but air traffic controllers never left.
Very thankful that our members will get paid. Eventually, it'll take a couple of months to reconcile that and get everyone made whole again.
Steph Winder with the National Air Traffic Controllers Association says this work is close to her heart.
Yep, I've been doing it for almost 20 years. I love it.
But the shutdown, she says, makes a tough job even harder.
It has been just an unnecessary distraction. We have to show up and be 100%. People's lives are at stake. The added stress of not being paid, showing up to work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, 4 days off a month. For, over a decade with the staffing crisis that we've been in, and dealing with this has just been extremely stressful and challenging for our controllers.
Winder says the problem of not getting paid in the shutdown is exacerbating the staffing shortage the union has been sounding the alarm about for years.
Yeah, staffing has been at critical levels. We are 3,800 certified professional controllers short.
With added stress and no promise of pay, Winder says air traffic controllers have been quitting and retiring since the shutdown started. Just how many?
We don't know. As part of the shutdown, the paperwork wasn't processed, the numbers aren't provided.
While their pay is on the way, Winder warns the problems from the staffing shortage aren't going anywhere. A problem, she worries, may only get worse, with the congressional budget band-aid only funding the government for a few months.
I'm especially worried right now, because as we pick up the pieces from this and start to put everything back together, it's just heartbreaking to know that that might be our reality again at the end of January.
Winder says the shutdown has put air traffic controller staffing levels into the public's eye. She says NASA has been talking with the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, in hopes of finally getting away from 6-day weeks and long days that strain the controllers they do have so that they can keep flights moving smoothly. Rachel Kraus, 9 News.
We'll take a live look outside right now. Another warm and dry November day out there. We did flirt with record highs today. Our Weather Impact team is tracking an even warmer Friday. Wondering, Chris, when is this going to end, this trend?
Yeah, I think it's going to end next week. So hold on there. If you're hoping for some actual fall, winter-like weather, not long to go. Meantime, look at this beautiful sunset there, courtesy of our Viera wireless cameras out over the Eastern Plains there in Washington County and Akron. Beautiful end to our Thursday, November the 13th. It felt more like September the 13th, though. Temperatures, even with the sun setting right now, still in the mid to upper 60s around the metro area. Temperatures, 50s, 60s, Eastern Plains, 50s for the most part in the high country. High temperatures, we topped out at 73 in Denver today. Our record was 75. That record holds, but still 20 degrees above average for this time of year. Really across the state here, folks, very warm stuff for this time of year. That Burlington 49, that is not accurate. Radar right now, mostly quiet, but those headlines next week looking interesting. I'll explain why in just a few minutes.
A former Parker gym owner has been sentenced to decades in prison for sexually assaulting teenage athletes he coached. Aaron Corrado was sentenced to 76 years to life in prison today after being convicted on 12 charges, including sexual assault on a child by someone in a position of trust. The victims say Corrado assaulted them repeatedly between 2019 and 2022, both at the Strength in Christ Athletes Gym and other locations. The investigation started after Corrado's ex-wife reported disturbing messages he had sent to the teens. He fled to Montana, but was later arrested.
A United Airlines flight attendant from Colorado is suing the airline, claiming it failed to protect her from years of sexual harassment and stalking by her ex-boyfriend, who was a pilot. The lawsuit claims Andrew Hill posted explicit photos and videos of her online and harassed her for years. In a separate case last year, Hill was sentenced to 5 years in a prison in Utah for posting sexually explicit photos of his ex-girlfriend, who was another flight attendant for United. The lawsuit accuses United Airlines of ignoring warning signs and failing to act. Even after learning about that criminal investigation, United has not commented on the case.
Boulder and 2 Colorado counties are asking the U.S. Supreme Court to stay out of their climate change lawsuit against ExxonMobil and Suncor Energy. According to our partners at the Denver Business Journal, the city and county of Boulder and San Miguel County want the case to stay in state court. They're accusing the oil giants of contributing to climate change in Colorado, misleading the public about fossil fuels as well. The gas and oil companies argue climate issues should be handled at the federal level, not by individual states. However, the High Court has said no to hearing the case twice before.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife is bumping up their backcountry search and rescue fee. The fee added to wildlife licenses as well as boat, snowmobile, and off-highway vehicle registrations will rise from 25 cents to $1.25. It's the first increase since 1987. CPW says the adjust reflects inflation and the growing number of rescues in Colorado's backcountry. The funds will support about 50 volunteer search and rescue groups statewide. It's a new era for our Colorado Rockies. Introducing today the team's new president of baseball operations.
Paul DePodesta returns to baseball, hoping to help turn around a franchise that just had its worst season ever. 9 News sports anchor Scotty Gaines is here. Scotty, you heard from Paul for the first time today.
Yeah, you know what? It was fun. Paul appeared to be confident. He was excited, which I think Rocky fans need.
Yeah, we can take all of that.
He was insightful, and he seemed grateful to have the opportunity. But even with all those lovely traits and a strong baseball background, there was just one thing I couldn't get past. DePodesta's job that he left to come here to Colorado was as the chief strategy officer with the NFL's Cleveland Browns. While he was there, Paul had a role in making the worst signing in professional sports history when he and the Browns offered quarterback Deshaun Watson a record-breaking, fully guaranteed $230 million contract while Watson was actively facing over 20 active lawsuits that accused him of sexual misconduct. Morally, it's awful, and Watson has hardly played on the field due to his suspension and injuries. We asked Paul today about the horrible decision.
In your last position in Cleveland, you received a lot of blame for the Deshaun Watson trade that objectively was a failure with that organization. Is that fair? And if so, how can you be assured that you won't do something like that again here now in Colorado?
I was also calling plays for the Browns, and look, and I've said this before, I think whenever you have a significant player decision, like those are organizational decisions. And if you're a senior leader of that organization at that time, then you own that decision. I mean, you do. We all do. I lost my no-hitter a long time ago, like a long, long time ago. Like I'm not perfect. I haven't been perfect. I won't be perfect going forward. Like we are definitely going to miss again. But hopefully we learn from that.
I respect the fact that he did say literally, we own it.
Yeah.
And that he has made mistakes and will continue to make mistakes and hopefully, as you said, learn from it. It is the worst decision in professional sports history, that contract. And Paul now has the chance to right some wrongs and make some better decisions moving forward.
Great decisions that will be applauded.
Yes.
Yep, he's going to do it here.
Okay. Thanks, Scotty, asking that question.